Hello everyone, hi Vibers. Oh my gosh, it has been way too long. Of course, I am Tamara Jean, your soul architect and wellness astrologer here on High Vibe TV. And obviously I have been on a little break, returning from surgery, and it has been, thank you for those that have reached out. I appreciate everyone's love and support and patience and understanding. Right? Healing is not linear, that is for sure. And there is such a big lesson with these energies that I've been talking about prior, with how we're going from, all of this coming from performance, like all the doing, and right, not to say that we are, we have to take action to, right, that's why part of the reason of the will of the masculine is to bring that action so that desire creation can come into the physical. But we are in such deep recalibration, and now obviously we're all feeling it very deeply as we're now very close to the first of the two eclipses that we have this month. Today is Friday, September 5th, 2025. And I will be talking about the energy of these next few days, kind of giving you the cosmic setup, along with just channeling and talking about what I've been seeing. 'Cause as I've been going through my healing journey, I thought I would be okay to film, right, like last week, but as I just went through each day, I wasn't getting sleep that I needed, and really discovering and listening to my body when I have done too much, which is really hard. I'm a pure manifesting generator, and so and I am deconditioning too, of being a wife and a mother and entrepreneur, right? Own my own business, filming here on High, like just doing all of the things. And so very strong in my masculine energy, where my divine feminine, right, has suffered because of the conditioning and the programming, that's so deep into our unconscious with everyone. And that the unraveling and the detanglement of that conditioning and programming and all the patterns and so on and so forth, how that has been quite an experience, and it is our journey right now, especially going into these eclipses, being part of it, and with the nodes being within 3 degrees of the sun and the eclipse moon, that it is this karmic turning point. And especially with that south node, Virgo, right, that being really illuminated, and it is in the current human design transit. Of course, obviously we have the sun opposing the moon, so there's a lot in this cosmic setup to support us in moving more into right, less of coming from performance. And what if you I know some of you caught my last post. It was last week. Time has been, especially not I've been on schedule with my clients that I'm working with, but outside of that, as far as what day it is and whatnot, but just being so over the regurgitated content that is out there right now. And because we're in this very pivotal moment of this major closing out, completion cycle and this new beginning. And with the energetic landscape that we have, it's really coming forward, especially Uranus stations retrograde today in Gemini, and it is in the gate of the now in the current human design transit. So I'll talk about that further, but just kind of giving a little brief overview, right, that's contributing to each of our journeys at this time. And so, like, for me personally, really listening to my body, and like and not pushing myself, because my mind saying, oh, you have to do this, to listening to my soul and my body reflecting my soul's intelligence of the rest that is required for my healing and recovery at many different levels, and allowing myself to also integrate, right, going through this experience and with like a personal experience of inorganic, synthetic versus organic and natural, and how that has been applied through the spiritual lens of experience, information, and things like that, energy, and how I am seeing things, and really coming from a place of neutrality, operating from my own 0 point consistently, and therefore you're able to see through a much clearer lens with everything. And so this video came up to play for this. It's Starway Healing, one of the channels that I really like, especially because it has no ads. When you're doing frequencies, you don't want that disruption. And the bat. Now, of course, those of my autumn people, my fall people, my spooky people love, right, the bat. But of course, goes much deeper than that. This is encoded with 852 hertz. So that solfeggio frequency of returning to divine order or spiritual order. And the bat really is about change and transformation. And I actually wanted to, so I was like, I know that they're the only mammal that flies, okay? They are not blind, so that saying a blind as a bat is completely untrue. They have very well-developed eyes, right? They're large, so they can see. But of course, their really keen sense is, right, that sonar. And they are able to navigate very well in the dark. And I know so many people, like right now, can only see like what's right in front of them, not able to, whether it is like see the bigger picture, right, depending on where someone is at on their journey and in their phase of awakening. I mean, there's several, right? There's several phases, and so many people at different phases. And so only being able to, and that there's so much change that is happening at the collective level, a lot of it chaotic noise. And it is during, right, one's own individual awakening experience and own process of unraveling and detangling in purpose of remembrance, that soul remembrance talked about back at solstice, that really got activated with the solar codes and frequencies that came in during that gateway or that portal. And so I want you to reflect on what came through for you back at solstice, because that is going to apply during this eclipse. I promise you. And so in this experience, whether you want to label it as a dark night of the soul, or you are unable to see, with the exception of what perhaps may be right in front of you, or just your very next step may be clear, or maybe even that is unclear. And so the bat medicine helping with that, and I was actually decided to, after knowing all of that, I looked into my, I love this book. It's oldie but goodie, Animal Speak by Ted Andrews. And I found this very interesting. So when the bat comes into your life, you may see some part of your life begin to go from bad to worse. Don't freak out, okay? We're in eclipse season. Because some of you may have noticed with that first, I know there's glare on my glasses, that first new moon in Virgo, that we all felt, no doubt, really opened the door, right? And there's this peak that's coming with this Pisces full moon eclipse. And I feel this, really strong connection with the South Node, because it'll be opposing in gate 47 of realization, and then where the Sun and Earth are in the current human design transit. One is 64. The Sun, I believe, is in gate 64. And so that activates that channel of abstract thinking. So there can be, your mind can start going, and I feel like too, especially with the influence of Uranus stationing retrograde in Gemini, can add to the mental chatter, that noise, and like going over, and being that the South Node is there in the mind center, like, there can be these thoughts that run through of like all the different possibilities, because that's what gate 64 is, the gate of diverse possibilities, and looking at what could I have done differently, or what the hell happened, was it, did I perceive it wrong, or just like all those kinds of questions. And then you've got the Earth in gate 63 in the crown, that's the gate of doubts. So there is a lot of mental loops that can be running right now, but it's all coming to the surface, right, in purpose. So working with bad energy, right, so it may feel like, or what you're experiencing, because things are really coming, right, they've been bubbling and percolating, coming to the surface to be illuminated, right, with this Pisces full moon eclipse, for purging and release and very deep healing that is possible, especially emotional healing. Okay, so that's why I want to bring this information about the bat to you. So that which worked before may no longer, right? This is not negative though, and it will be only upsetting to the degree we are emotionally attached to the old way of life, or to the degree we focus on the past rather than the infinite possibilities of the future. And this is so the energy right now, and this upcoming eclipse this weekend. So changes and transformations are blessings. They are not triggered from without, but from within. And so as we change, even within our consciousness, everything reflected within the world also begins to change. And this is also renewing our responsibility for our life, right? Opening up our own power to override our fears, and Also, so those with bat medicine, right? Bat is a totem, will also find that they have an increasing ability to discern the hidden messages and implications of other people's words, which is going to be very important to pay attention to with Uranus retrograde in Gemini and in gate 20. Let's see. Listen as much to what is not being said. Trust your instincts. The bat is powerful medicine. It can be trying, but it always indicates initiation, which we know that about eclipses. A new beginning that brings promise and power after the changes. And so, that being said, right, this whole eclipse arc is a tremendous opportunity of alchemizing those frequencies, receiving the information. Yes, you're asking all those questions in your mind, right, with where the sun is. It can bring confusion about the past, right, in that it's really going and that you can be trying to make sense of it, looking at all the different possibilities and potentials. But patience is really needed, right? We're being called to have that patience, to be in more compassion, and be as much in compassion and understanding for yourself as you are with others, right? Or vice versa. Sometimes it's more for others than for our own selves, right? We really need to grow with that, and to start shifting into where it is more out of our mind. You know, we're meant to live from like our strategy and authority, right? That is not based in the mind. And listening to our soul intelligence is going beyond. And this has become crystal clear that you can do all the reframes of the beliefs and the patterns and all of that, the energies. But if you are not getting to the code of origin that all of that is getting expressed from, it is not going to be a permanent change. It just is not. And so there is a major shift right now and available for you to go beyond. It's like beyond the Akashic library. These are records of the past. Well, if we're talking linear, right? The past. Great information, and you can get a lot of information from them. But in order to all this energy and energetic landscape and this eclipse season is going beyond, and it's a return to wholeness. Just like I've been talking about with Saturn and Neptune in gate 25 in the self center. That is like gate of like unconditional divine love, innocence, and a return. And is a return to that wholeness. And that's that North Node. Pisces is really influencing that. And right, things that are distracting you from that are tethered, that are pulling you from that, is going to be brought to your awareness. And being receptive, right, and slowing down and softly opening and allowing whatever to be revealed to you in order to alchemize that and go beyond. This is going beyond into for you to access your original source code, soul signature frequency before distortion, before fracture, before false light overlays, before the projections and programming, right? Completely undistorted. And so there's going to be a lot over this eclipse arc, right? It's already begun, and that will be showing you these old, right, karmic stories, inherited stories and patterns, and it's all for your awareness and going beyond, and you need to alchemize this energy. And as I mentioned, Uranus being in gate 20. So the gift of that expression is aligned presence that speaks from truth, right? The shadow is impatience or like blurting out. And Uranus, in its very disruptive electric way, right, is jolting the collective in how we speak and act in the present moment. So there can be sudden awakening that comes through words, through conversation, but take the pause in being able to allow that to run through your system and allow presence, right? And so that words become crystalline, like codes, carriers of truth, rather than reactive noise. And then Pluto, right, is no longer in gate 41. I know that it moved back to gate 60 a little while ago during my little surgery hiatus here. But that is helping to bring, it's now right, gate 60 in line 6, that gate of limitation. And so that helps bring patience and maturity. It is about like balance of cosmic order. So 852 hertz, right, in this very powerful cosmic bat, changes and transformation, right? And utilizing, this is also very helpful and hones in on the auditory gifts. And right, we want to clear, because how many times have someone has said something, but you actually heard something else, right? Or I'm going to give you the example that's coming through right now, and it really reflects from being so over regurgitated content. So much information that is out there it was channeled ages ago by clear channels and beautiful teachers, and served a great wave of that first awakening over these last decades. And now we are to, right, access our codes, bring through our wisdom. This is a new wave, right? We have this new wave of souls coming in, that everything's going to be done differently, right? So we need to teach our wisdom, right? The new teachings. I'm so tired of seeing rebranding and reteaching from the past. Need to bring through your own. And, and some are doing, like, create an AI video about the old, that information that was channeled a long time ago. And it just further supports the old system. It keeps, because some may argue that, but it, for those that are just awakening and new to this information, well, if you are teaching from your original code, everything will naturally, organically their remembrance of who they are will organically, naturally come. The old teaching is going to, we take the wisdom from that, right, and then have it activate our own wisdom to then turn around and carry forward and teach. That makes sense. And so with Pluto now back into gate 60, right? And it is, and we have Saturn and Neptune sextiling Pluto. Like there is this, so seeing that some limits are divine design, and that Saturn and Neptune, of course, still being in gate 25, it's getting deeper into our foundation. And again, our codes, because Pluto rules our DNA. So, and now that Saturn is back into Pisces, and Neptune continuing to dissolve, and I see, especially still with being retrograde in Aries, and how Aries rules the brain, and I'm seeing like the neural infrastructure, and so how the like the neurons and everything transmits through the brain into the nervous system, right, and sends messages, right, to the rest of the body, nervous system, organs, tissues, cells, all of it. So a lot of the old structures getting dissolved and reviewing the foundation, your structure, and allowing the codes to, you're alchemizing, right? This is a very conscious effort, conscious, it's conscious alchemy, best way to describe it. So, I do have cards. I had to think about, I didn't put them in front of me. So the oils, let's see what oils we've got. I will laugh if Arbor Vitae comes out, but we'll see. Cypress. Cypress is perfect. I'm sorry, I cannot hold it closer. Still very limited in my movement. I still cannot raise past 90 degrees, right, or lift anything beyond 10 pounds. Like I have to go to my hairdresser once a week to get my hair washed. I can't do it yet. So anyway, neither here nor there. Cypress. So this is the oil of motion and flow. This is going to assist in your release and be present with life. So in that you will see that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Because I feel like part of that mental noise that can come up with the energies that we have, especially with the South Node, and you know how we show up and serve and how we do things, right, on the daily, perhaps like what an experience was, what happens, and then the thoughts are just running rampant. Oregano. And this is having to do with resonance. Gotta put my glasses back on here. I'm open to the unknown. So being shown what is dissonant in your life, allow the beliefs that are not serving you to fall away and be open to your bright future, right? So Cypress is going to help you relax into, right, like I said, soften, be receptive to what is coming up for you. And then oregano is going to come in and show you, right, but help to allow it to fall away. And then we have Douglas fir, and this is about resolution, and allowing yourself, I know there's a lot of ancestral healing that we're all still doing. Yes, it's still happening, that so many of us showed up to do because our ancestors were not able to for whatever reason. And, you know, and we know that higher purpose of all of us coming at this time is it's in this great shift of humanity. And I feel like what the original human design was, and returning to that and elevating along with Earth. And that's part of, I feel, the return journey as well. In a return also in that sacred relationship, right? Stars and soil and human and Earth and all that resides on her. Sorry, I have to. Gateway of Light, activation oracle. I grabbed. So Douglas fir also helps with resolution. Like, in this moment, I am free. So further assisting that release process and alchemizing it. It really assists in that gratitude for ancestors, and that you are also the new chapter, bringing in the new beginning. Just like I said, amazing, beautiful spiritual channelers and teachers that we've had over the last number of decades that really facilitated that very impactful first wave of awakening. And now we carry that wisdom that helped, that assisted on our journey up to this point, and now it activating our own organic original codes to bring forth the new information, entering into the new Earth template, diamond frequency grid, right? The new game board that I talked about. Solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, willpower. And I love it. It's a beautiful image. Kind of see it there. What I feel like something with that. It's funny, I see a being in there. Crystal skull wisdom. I pulled this earlier today. Clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. I feel like there's this, the sun is going off for sure. I know many of you, right? The Schumann resonance has been going berserk. The solar flares and winds and, you know, coronal mass ejections, right? All of the things. And then you've got 3i Atlas also, right, coming into the picture. So there's many high frequencies, right, coming into the field. So that are upgrading our own DNA code. And this is a reawakening or an awakening of those codes, right? The strands, a lot of information, of course, that's been channeled ages ago about the 12 strands of DNA, that actually beginning to activate with the frequencies that we have coming in from these different sources of consciousness or expressions of consciousness, I will say. And crystal skull wisdom, I feel like it is assisting in one's healing process, assisting in the clarity and activating that internal wisdom. Third eye activation. So we've got solar plexus and third eye. So your inner vision, clear seeing. Interesting, I'm seeing, okay, so in this, so it looks like the earthly sky, and then we've got the cosmos, beautiful, looks like constellations and some sacred geometry and light language happening there. And so those of you that do work with me, and now I've talked about, right, the Socratic system is no longer that upgraded a long time ago, well, a while ago. to portals, and it is they are interfaces in accessing different waves, frequency waves, and information that correspond to those frequency waves, and through different subtle energy bodies in your field. And so solar plexus and third eye, this is saboteur, and also the magician in the front, the blind seer in the back. So there's definitely, you know, the feminine and the masculine, and the unseen and the seen, in the dark and in the vision, and in your power, and anchoring that, not sabotaging, right? Self-sabotage, which a lot of these past patterns, these karmic stories or inherited stories and patterns, especially family ones, coming through in this eclipse arc. So, right, they're meant to be broken, right? These are the rules that are meant to be broken. And returning to your, like, it's like following your own, right? Marching to the beat of your own drum. So there's a lot happening. And I think that's probably enough information for the weekend. And come Wednesday on September 10th, the Sun and Earth are going to move into the same gates as the nodes. So that's going to be interesting, of what will be highlighted, right in between, well, you know, a few days after the lunar eclipse. Then we'll have the partial solar eclipse with the new moon in Virgo, of course, on the 21st, and equinox, Sun moving into Libra, Mars moving into Scorpio on the 22nd. So there's a lot going on. And but I do feel like I'm starting to feel that more now. I figured out my pillow situation for sleeping, so it keeps me propped up at a good amount and gives me enough support, like my back enough support to where I can sleep, which of course makes such a huge difference, right? At so many different levels. And honoring myself, doing self-care without hesitation, which I know is a huge lesson for all of us. And right, but things then just pour through and come through very easily, and it just right, it's very natural, it's very organic, not having to show up and push through and perform. And so I am sending you all my love and gratitude. I hope you have a great week, and be with it. Be with whatever shows up for you during this eclipse energy, and allow your soul to show you beyond that, so you can really transcend, alchemize that energy. Again, it's all in the codes. All right, and the plan is to be back on Tuesday. So I'm just gonna say, have an amazing weekend, and I will see you next time.